The temple did not feel like a place of worship anymore. It felt like the edge of something fragile, something that had been held together for far too long by silence alone. Seo-yeon and Se-hee stood side by side, but not together. The distance between them was no longer just physical. It was the distance of everything they had misunderstood about each other for their entire lives. And now, that misunderstanding was about to collapse. Monk Haewon stood beneath the dim lantern light inside the temple hall. She no longer looked like the distant, almost mythical figure they had once believed her to be. The weight of years had settled into her expression. Whatever authority she once held had softened into something more human, more burdened.
Seo-yeon's voice broke first. "You said this isn't tied to us." Se-hee followed immediately, sharper, almost desperate. "Then what is it tied to?" Haewon did not answer right away. Instead, she looked toward the temple floor, as though listening to something only she could hear. The silence stretched until it became uncomfortable, until it became almost unbearable. Then she finally spoke. "This loop was never responding to either of you." Her voice was calm, too calm. "It does not reset for Seo-yeon. It does not reset for Se-hee." A pause. "It resets because of your mother." The words landed like a physical impact. Seo-yeon blinked, as if she had misheard. Se-hee's breath caught in her throat.
Haewon continued, slower now, as if each sentence carried consequence. "Every year, without fail, Mi-suk returns to this temple during matchmaking season. And every year, she does not say it aloud, but she asks." Seo-son shook her head slightly. "No, she wouldn't." But even as she said it, her voice lacked certainty. Haewon's gaze lifted. "She does not ask for words anymore. She does not need them. She remembers the moment, the loss, the guilt. The belief that if time could be undone even once, everything could be made right again." Her voice lowered. A silence followed. Not empty, heavy. Seo-yeon looked down at her hands, as if suddenly unsure whether she had ever truly existed in a stable timeline at all. Se-hee took a small step backward, as if the ground itself had become untrustworthy. Haewon's final words were quieter. "This is not punishment. It is continuation. And it will not end until she stops asking." The wind outside shifted suddenly, brushing through the temple corridors like something breathing. Se-hee turned and walked out without thinking. Seo-yeon followed. They did not speak at first. The temple stairs stretched before them, unchanged, indifferent, as if they had always been waiting for this moment of understanding. But something in Se-hee had already begun to break in a way that was different from before. Not anger, not jealousy. Something far more disorienting. Recognition without context. She stopped halfway down the steps. Her voice was quieter now, almost disbelieving. "So, all of it?" She turned slightly,
not fully facing Seo-yeon. All of it wasn't because of you. A pause. Her throat tightened. It wasn't because I was less. Her breath trembled. It was because I was never even part of what she lost. Seo-yeon did not answer immediately, because there was nothing easy left to say. Seo-hee's eyes stayed fixed on the ground, as if the temple stones themselves might provide an explanation that words could not. Her voice cracked, but she continued anyway. All my life, I thought I was competing for love. A bitter, almost hollow laugh escaped her. I thought I was losing to you. She shook her head slowly. But I wasn't even in the same story. Her voice softened further. I was just living in the shadow of someone I never even met. A silence fell between them again, deeper than before. Seo-yeon's expression shifted slowly. Not toward anger, not toward relief, toward something quieter. Grief that had finally found its correct target. Seo-hee finally turned fully toward her sister. Her eyes were red now, not with rage, but with the exhaustion of an entire life misread. I spent years trying to take your place. Her voice broke. I thought if I became enough, if I became better, she would finally look at me the way I wanted. A pause. But she never stopped looking at something else. Her lips trembled. Something that wasn't either of us. The realization settled between them like dust in still air. Then Seo-hee spoke the truth she had never been able to form until this moment. It did not sound like accusation anymore. It sounded like collapse. I tried to take your whole life because I thought I was losing a competition. A breath. I wasn't even in one. Her knees weakened slightly, and she dropped to the stone steps, no longer able to remain standing under the weight of it. There was never a race, Ani. Her voice turned inward, almost breaking entirely. There was just a hole in this family, shaped like someone none of us were allowed to mention. The words hung in the air long after she finished speaking. Seo-yeon stood above her, unable to move for a moment. Because for the first time, she saw her sister not as an opponent, but as someone who had been wounded in a story neither of them had ever been told. And that realization did not bring relief. It brought silence. Deep, irreversible silence. As if something fundamental in the world had finally been named and could never again be unseen.
This story continues. Don't miss any part of it.